Murphy really opened the doors for a lot of kids who basically were in a financial situation where going to a private institution like De La Salle, like St. Ignatius, like Mount Carmel, like St. Rita, these are all examples of private institutions. They were all schools that I knew growing up was like a really long shot, just because I knew my parents, they couldn't put up the tuition that they had. And you know, a lot of the kids that I grew up with, it was like, it was impossible. And Daniel Murphy provided that this awesome scholarship for kids who took pride in being a student with high integrity, character, but also high academics and leadership. So when I was in 7th grade, that's when I first heard about it. And then that's when I went and applied, and I was able to go to De La Salle, get a really great education, and you know, today I'm here at DePaul University. And it was because of Daniel Murphy that really changed me at such a young age to where I'm at now. I was in 7th grade, and there was he's no longer with us. He was executive director at the time. His name was Andy David. He came with some recruiters, basically held a little seminar, basically explaining to us the values of an education, you know, secondary and then college. But they told us about this opportunity that is only given to 100 kids citywide, all around. And it was because they visited, and I just continued to follow up. The application opened when I was in 8th grade. There was a couple essays. There was a 200 got called for an interview out of the 1,000 applicants, and 100 people in my class, my cohort, we all got the scholarship. Like how I said earlier about the characteristics that Daniel Murphy scholars have. So yeah, it was in 7th and 8th grade where I was introduced. So by far the best extracurricular activity, opportunity, program that Daniel Murphy had to offer was easily the caddy program. So Daniel Murphy, the whole organization as a whole, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have gotten my first job, and really the only job that I've ever really kept up with. 5 years later, I'm still continuing to caddy in Lake Forest, meeting these highly successful top 2% of America, big shots. And you know, it really gives, you know, kids like me and all of the rest of my class who caddied as well, it gave us a taste of like what is to come when once, you know, everyone wants to make it, you know, and you know, we're gonna be happy for each other. But the caddy program really, it really got me out of my comfort zone. You know, before I joined the caddy program, I had decent communication skills. Like I could talk to somebody, no problem. But caddying, you're meeting people on a daily basis, new guys that, you know, that you're gonna be carrying their bag for 4 hours in the blazing hot sun during an 18-hole game of golf, which is like, it's like 5 miles long, at least at my golf course. But yeah, it was just like a really huge, a huge part of kind of who I associate myself with today. Is like, you know, I'm a caddy. I haven't really had another job that I kind of kept up with. I really like the environment. My coworkers are great. My boss, I have a really good relationship with him. But I wouldn't have been exposed. I've never been exposed to golf or anything prior to being in the caddy program. I mean, I was just a Southside Chicago kid who just, you know, no one really cares about golf. But like when I started caddying and I saw like this is an entirely different world of people who are just, you know, playing golf, and these are just a bunch of wealthy guys who, you know, I'm talking to, and like it's kind of cool because they give you some advice. They, you know, how to grow as a professional, how to expand and your communication skills and just networking really. So the caddy program was a huge milestone for me and something that I'm really proud of. 3 words to describe Daniel Murphy Scholarship Fund would definitely be family, diversity, and the entire value of networking. Family, since day one, Daniel Murphy, the staff at Daniel Murphy was always just telling us, like, these are going to be people that you will be close with for years to come. Like, not just limited to high school and college, but even after that, you know, they told us, like, you guys are like the future, you know, leaders, the future people that are going to make a difference in this world. And they told us that we, you know, like, stay together and, like, trust one another and be there for one another, because we're family. And that I really trusted, you know, after that, we had like a summer program that we had to do. And the first one that we did, after that, it was just, we had a really good bond all together. It was like a brotherhood, but we also had, like, and a sisterhood. I mean, all together, it was just an amazing family bond. And then diversity, because, you know, it was a diverse group of individuals that we had all across our entire cohort. I mean, we had people from all over the city intermingling, getting a sense of what, you know, the struggles that people had to go through from their background. You know, so you have a lot of backgrounds clashing, a lot of just, you know, just what they had to go through, and it's just hearing other people's stories were just an inspiration to all of us. And then number 3 word that I would say is networking by far. I mean, networking is such a valuable skill, you know, to have, because networking, you know, it's not about, you know, yeah, you get your education, that's a priority, but nowadays it's like it's not about, you know, what you know, it's who you know. You never know, you're gonna meet somebody, and like I read a study that like 80% of the jobs that people get is because they knew the right person. And networking was just a huge thing that Daniel Murphy was emphasizing a lot.